law, breaking the 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 law.
Going that much over the speed limit, kind of just not paying any attention to what's going on behind him or her. We see hands out of the window there. Talking to people, signaling to people. We've seen some kind of spray or smoke or something. And that's basically how this has been going. Officers obviously not feeling quite comfortable enough to come up on the vehicle. And the driver gets a green light and continues on past Cherokee now, westbound on the Hollywood Boulevard. You can see we're starting to get into an area where there are a lot of tourists. People doing selfies with a pursuit in the background. Just Hollywood Boulevard, again, we are west of Cherokee now. Very, very thick area. These tourists now getting a look at something that we often see every day here in LA. This is at Highland. We're at Hollywood and Highland. Very, very congested area. That huge crosswalk with walk directions in every direction. We have police closing off Highland Boulevard there at Hollywood, and officers behind the vehicle here, behind the vehicle and on the side of the vehicle. Kind of a strange situation because there's really not a lot of room for anybody to go anywhere here because it is Hollywood and Highland. Now in a second, now it's interesting, we don't see the people on the corners that you'd normally see. So it's very possible that this LAPD unit's off to the side in the bottom there got there in time to shout out on their bullhorns for people to get away from the intersection. Because normally this intersection is clogged with pedestrians. If you've ever been through it, it is a long intersection to get through. So that could be the situation. Yeah. Forgive me just a second. I'm checking some incoming communications. I'm going to try to look in there one more time. We've not had a lot of luck in seeing who that is. They back up, they go forward. They've been very good at stopping for signals, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation here. You can see that in the foreground, that sign, the El Capitan Theater, right next to the Hollywood and Highland Complex. Chinese Theater will be coming up here shortly. And people are kind of away from the intersection because officers got there early, used their bullhorns to kind of tell people to stay off the street, or at least not cross the street. We didn't see anybody cross when they could have there. And this continues, westbound side of Hollywood Boulevard, getting away from Highland. There's looks like a TV cameraman getting in there. We've seen people take selfies. So this is one of those pursuits that's just kind of getting weird. LAPD obvious, oh, well, look at that. That's our spike strip. The spike strip just laying there. So this is an interesting situation. We don't usually see a spike strip just laying there waiting for the driver to roll over it, and the driver's going to go around it. Yeah, that's, if you've ever wondered what a spike strip looks like, that's it right there. Right in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. A lot of people running along on the sidewalk using their iPhones to capture this on video. This is westbound, again, westbound Hollywood Boulevard. There's another spike strip. So this one they're not going to have the luck to get around, it looks like, because these officers have the ability to pull it across. at the very last second. So I would say this pursuit is pretty close to being done. This is westbound side of Hollywood Boulevard, right near the Chinese Theater, just a little bit west of Hollywood and Highland. A huge crowd forming there. The kiosks on the left there, right in front of the Chinese Theater in Hollywood and Highland. And a bizarre situation with officers with their guns drawn in the middle of a huge crowd of people right in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. And now the driver's in a situation where pretty much any way he or she goes, forward, back, well, forward, they're going to hit a spike strip. There are 2 spike strips there. And now we wait to see. It's all up to the driver. It's bizarre that there are so many people in the middle of a situation that is essentially a standoff with officers' guns drawn up. Now we're turning around, possibly eastbound side. Now, that may not be what the LAPD is going to let happen, to see this pursuit go eastbound on Hollywood Boulevard, but that's where this driver may be taking it. Well, that was unexpected. More spike strips. It's rare that you see a pursuit where police have so many opportunities to put out spike strips. Now this is getting just kind of weird. This is, again, Highland. That's right at Highland, eastbound side of Hollywood Boulevard. And we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, still a lot of onlookers. Look at the side of the street there. All those people moving towards the pursuit on the south curb there, south sidewalk of Hollywood Boulevard. You see all the stars there, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where people go to visit their favorite stars, and now they have something else to look at here. In all seriousness, this is not an ideal situation. The LAPD would probably really like to avoid a situation where so many of their officers have weapons drawn with so many people downfield, down the way in the line of fire. They also have at their disposal less lethal weapons, beanbag, flashbang types of weapons. We're still at Hollywood and Highland, just on the eastbound side of Hollywood, right at Highland. This massive intersection, empty except people, just tons of people on the corners there, watching this play out. Now we have spike strip behind the vehicle. Spike strip behind the vehicle, spike strip in front of the vehicle. I have never, now they've put the spike strip under the vehicle, so forward or backward, that car's going over a spike strip now. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's, you know, a situation that I've never seen before, where the officers get that close to a vehicle driven by a suspect like this. Doors opening, doors opening. We are at Highland, eastbound side of Hollywood Boulevard. The door's opening now. We've seen the window open. We've seen the person signaling, and I could have sworn at one point I saw some sort of spray being sprayed out, like hairspray or something. And a lot of officers here. The door's open. If the car moves forward, it runs over a spike strip. If it moves backward, it runs over a spike strip. So now we will see. It looks like this person may be attempting to surrender because this is essentially over. At least this car is not going to move without damage to the vehicle. Hands up. As a reminder, this was a stolen vehicle allegedly out of the West Valley more than an hour ago. We see both hands up, so it looks like perhaps this driver is listening to the demands. And we're waiting to see. Again, spike strips in the middle of the vehicle, so it can't go forward or backwards without puncturing tires. This is at Highland, eastbound on Hollywood Boulevard, eastbound lanes of Hollywood Boulevard. Zooming in there just for a second to see what is going on. Person apparently trying to communicate. Okay, officers moving in, pulling the person out, pulling the driver out. Driver's going down on the ground. Officers are had enough apparently at that point. This suspect is down on the ground getting handcuffed. Let's see what we can see here when this person is pulled up. It's been hard to get a good glimpse of the driver because of the dark windows. And that is our stolen vehicle suspect. So they are going to pat him down and search him. Again, this all began in the West Valley, stolen vehicle, and ending here on Hollywood Boulevard. As they pat him down, I'm going to look at this scene here. A ton of spectators. It's like lots of people there on that corner. This is on Hollywood Boulevard. And then across the way, we've got the whole area. Look at all those people looking over to see what's going on. It's Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood and Highland, where you don't see this every day. And a lot of tourists getting a little bit of an extra show here. The good news is no one was hurt in this pursuit. Who? Oh, okay. Thank you. There's Beverly White. There's Beverly White, our own Beverly White, right there on the edge of the scene there. And she is going to have a full report coming up on the NBC4 News at 11. We'll have a full wrap-up of exactly what happened here. And, you know, kind of a bizarre ending to a bizarre pursuit. It all ended safely, though. That's the good news. Nobody got hurt, at least that we ever saw, during this pursuit. The driver, relatively safe driving, other than not yielding. And no one was hit, no one was hurt. So some good news there. They're going to pull that car to the side and looks like get Hollywood Boulevard open again. We're doing a little maneuvering around here so we can shoot down the street. I will mention that closure, not doing a whole lot as far as traffic being messed up. Maybe a good block or two of traffic. Not a lot more than one of our Hollywood premieres here that closes the boulevard a lot. Where? Oh yeah. Maybe the car ran out of gas. They're having to push it. Car might have run out of gas because these officers are having to push it out of the way.